My husband played a prank on me while I was in labor, so I gave him the biggest regret of his life of not seeing the birth of our child and kicked him out of the delivery room. My husband and I just had our first baby. My husband was excited and super supportive and caring throughout the pregnancy. The only this is that he became slightly obsessed with watching YouTube and TikTok videos of husbands pulling pranks on their wives while in labor. I didn't mind at first, but then he started casually joking about doing things he saw in the videos, saying it would be funny. I clearly stated my distaste for them and asked him not to do anything like what he saw. He agreed and continued to joke about it occasionally, but I brushed it off since I trusted him and thought nothing would come of it. The day of the delivery came, and I had been in labor for 8 hours, 12 hours total labor. I had just finished another round of contractions when my husband let out the loudest fart, turned to me, and said, "What the hell have you been eating, Miriam? It smells disgusting." I immediately recognized that as one of the pranks in the videos. Outraged at him not honoring what I asked him not to do, I demanded that he leave the room. He started to argue, saying it was just a joke, but I insisted, and luckily the nurse helped get him out. I went through the last 4 hours of labor by myself since my family lives out of state and I'm not close to my mother-in-law. After the delivery, I told the nurse he could come back into the room, and he was fuming. He started demanding that I tell him why I kicked him out. I calmly told him the reason, but he was pissed. He hasn't talked to me in a week. His mom is taking his side, saying that I was a complete bitch for kicking him out. Normally he would defend me from her, but this time he completely agreed. I might be the a-hole because I know how much he was looking forward to being there for the birth of our first kid, especially when he got to cut the cord, but I still kicked him out and refused to let him back in. The nurse asked a few times if I wanted him back, but each time I said no. Update: he has been bonding with the baby but not quite helping. When he felt like holding her, he would just take her from my arms, or if mother-in-law was around he would ask her to get the baby. Update 2: it's been a rough first week, but thankfully my mother arrived this morning to help out. I talked to my husband, as best I could since he is still upset and ignoring me, and told him how I was feeling. I have been feeling depressed and anxious since we brought the baby home, and that I understood why he was upset but asked him to please see my side. He told me that I had no right to kick him out and that our daughter would come to hate me one day for having him miss her birth. I started crying and begged him to please talk things through instead of saying things out of anger. He refused and said I was under his roof, so he had the final say. He called me a C for kicking him out of the delivery room. I didn't say anything else to him. I just started packing myself and the baby's things and planned on leaving. He yelled, telling me that I couldn't take anything he paid for, so I just took the baby and told my mom we were leaving. We are staying at a motel and will drive to my parents' house tomorrow. Update 3: over the past 3 months, my husband hasn't tried to contact us or check on the baby. It was hard to accept that he didn't seem to care. I found out he went on a trip with his friends during this time, which made things even clearer for me. I decided to file for divorce. It was a hard decision, but I knew it was the right one for us. When my husband got the divorce papers, he came begging for forgiveness. He said the divorce made him realize what he was missing. Although he is still insisting that it was my fault because I am overreacting for something so small, I couldn't trust him anymore. His actions spoke louder than his words, and I needed to focus on creating a stable, loving environment for my baby and myself. I've recently started working again, which has been good for me. It's given me a sense of purpose and helped me stay strong. My priority now is to provide a happy and healthy life for my child and myself. I'm hopeful for the future and ready to move forward.